Hey everybody, made it to the start of another week, and it's a big week here at Healing Touch. Most of you probably didn't know, as of April 3rd, I have been here officially 1 year. If you saw our post earlier, Lindy has been here 10 years, and then we have another anniversary that you probably didn't know unless you're in the office. So this is Hammy, and you're not going to be able to read the writing. Hand me the hamburger and some french fries. And tune in on Friday. We're going to be talking about why Hammy looks the way he does. But if you're in the office and see him, we'd love to hear how old you think he is. So, as I was saying, it's been a week of anniversaries and firsts. And so I thought that with our new I don't want to call them a series. Going forward, on Mondays, we are going to be having a live. 1:30 every Monday here on out, we are going to be having a live. Why, you might ask? Well, because I am pretty easily distracted, and so I need some structure to make sure that I am sharing information with you. So, I guess that will dig right into lessons I'm going to be sharing with you. Some of them are going to be health related. Some of them are going to be personal. Some of them are going to be about work. A little bit of everything in between, okay? Hey, Ryan. So, the first lesson, because as I said, I'm easily distracted, is schedule your time. Not so your day has more rigidity, but so you can actually pack more in. If you are like me, you have 10,000 to-do lists, and you have reminders in your phone, and you know what? It seems like not a lot gets done still. Schedule your day out, not because, like I said, you need rigidity in your day, but so you can actually fit more in. Everybody has the same 24 hours. Have you ever heard people that are like, gosh, how did they get all that stuff done? It's not hard. We all have the same amount of time. Second thing that I've learned over the past year is that it's okay to not be okay. Not everything in life is awesome and sunshine and rainbows, which you wouldn't think I would need a milestone year at Healing Touch to figure that out. For the most part, I'm a pretty upbeat, outgoing person. The flip side of that is not all the time do I acknowledge when things kind of suck. Because life is hard, right? We all have jobs and families and hobbies and bills to pay, and sometimes things are hard. And that's okay. But acknowledge that and accept it and move on. The move part is the important part, the action step. That's where, before I struggled, I would maybe, oh no, all of it. I just ignored stuff that wasn't sunshine and rainbows, which I definitely have tendencies. Like if you were to ask me the weather or about recent news, couldn't tell you. The news is always sad, and the weather is always changing, or it's wrong, so I just don't tend to watch it. But it's okay to not be okay. Lesson number 3, when things aren't okay, it's all right to ask for help. It's not lazy. You need help. Everybody has different strengths. Everybody has different personalities, and some things come easier to others than they might for you. So if there are certain tasks in your day that can be delegated to someone who maybe would enjoy them or is better at them than you, there's no shame in pushing them off of your plate. That frees you up to do better things with your time. All right. Next lesson I'm going to share is a tough one, and it's not necessarily a lesson that I learned, but something that was really reaffirmed this past year, and that it's healing takes time, and sometimes it hurts, and sometimes it sucks. So, my heart is racing in my chest right now. So in February, on the 17th, I was at a friend's birthday party, and I thought that I honestly had a heart attack or a stroke or something just really nasty happened. I kind of had upset stomach, something like that, for a couple hours before we went to the birthday party. Got there and things went downhill fast. So left the birthday party quickly, came home, and Called Tiff freaking out because I thought I was dying or something. And she came out and adjusted me that next day at my house. A little funny story. My boyfriend had set up I have an adjustable or a portable adjusting table at my house. And so my boyfriend, love him dearly, but Michael set up the table and didn't lock the legs. And so on one particularly aggressive hiya, that when Tiff was adjusting me, the table actually collapsed down onto the floor. It was actually super funny, but also very painful. So anyways, I was home all that next week from work. I thought my guts were ripping. Didn't really know what the heck was going on. And so I came into the office. I was adjusted every day that week. Michael brought me, or I drove myself when maybe I shouldn't have been driving. And that weekend, thought I was okay. Didn't feel great, but didn't feel like I had the week before. And so came to work that next Monday and was here for a few hours. They did not go well. I was in a lot of pain, and Tiff sent me home early. I ended up in the emergency room that next day, and found out that I had an ectopic pregnancy that had ruptured my left fallopian tube. And so when I was in the emergency room, they did surgery and found out, like I said, that the tube had ruptured and that they wouldn't be able to keep it. And so they removed hey Tiff. So they removed the whole tube and sent me home that next day, and that was the 28th. Yeah, I had surgery the 28th at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, and they sent me home. And to tie this all back in with the lesson that I started sharing with you and then got derailed, it was a really crappy month. I hurt. I had all sorts of things going on up here that just swirled around and made me feel guilty and mad and angry and confused. And that's all part of the process. Healing isn't always easy. Healing takes time, and it sucks. Sometimes it sucks. And I don't share this with you guys to get any sort of sympathy or pity from you. But when we tell you in the course of your care that healing takes time, we don't say that just because we say that. We say that because it's true. All right? And we've been there. We understand. Which ties in with next lesson I want to share with you, is that the body is totally freaking amazing. Something, again, that I have always known but was really reaffirmed throughout this little stint of time here. So, like I said, they removed the left fallopian tube and left the ovary. And I kind of assumed they left the ovary because, it makes hormones, and hormones are super, super important in your body. So we had a checkup couple weeks after surgery. So my boyfriend and I went in and found out, or we were asking some questions, and so I asked why they had left that ovary, because clearly no eggs released by that ovary would be able to be implanted. Doctor told me this, which is so stinking cool. So in every textbook picture that you see, the fallopian tubes are super far apart, right? And then think of like my fingernails as being where your ovaries are. Turns out that those depictions aren't very accurate. In real life, the fallopian tubes kind of approximate each other behind the uterus. And so eggs made in that left ovary can actually be picked up by the right ovary and implant on that right side. What? How cool is that? So again, I'm not sharing that with you to weird you out or make you uncomfortable. The body is so, so, so amazing. It's so cool. Let's see, I had to bring my little journal with me, so if I got stuck on lessons I wanted to share, I would have a gentle reminder. Oh, so this also ties in with just that whole experience. The emergency room in the hospital is to be your own advocate. And this goes for not just what I'm going to share with you now, but also for here in our office. If either Tiff or I recommend something, it's because that's something that we would recommend to our loved ones, to our friends, to our family, because you are you're in that crew. We would only tell you the things that we would tell the people in our closest circle, all right? But you have to be your own advocate. If something that we say doesn't feel right to you, let us know. We're open books here. We just want open communication. So when I was in the hospital, there were a lot of things that I don't want to say that transpired that I didn't quite understand, but yeah, that I didn't understand. So before I went to the emergency room, I went to the walk-in, and I was super scared and confused at that time, and in between like the blood work and the urine tests and blah blah blah, at one point they had me waiting in a hallway by myself, and I'm like hyperventilating, freaking out. I'm scared. All right, and like I said, this isn't to bash on the walk-in clinic, because they did a fantastic job, and they got me the help that I needed. But that just really opened my eyes to, here at Healing Touch, we won't ever leave a person out in the rain. Clearly I was going through a tough time, and a ton of people walked by me in that hallway and never acknowledged or said like, hey, can I just sit here? And I don't know what you're going through, but can I just sit here with you? Like, nobody said that. Nobody should have to go through crap alone. And I'm not saying that I was alone. Michael was there, and like I said, they got me the care that I needed. But that was also a really hard lesson for me to learn, is not every problem that we encounter in our life is something that you can just adjust away, or that you can just take more fish oil and it will go away. So like I said, the week that everything started, I was in the office every day that week, not to work, to get adjusted, because I knew that I needed my body. At that point, I had no idea what was going on. I knew that my body needed to be working at its very best for me at that time. And like I said, at that weekend, I thought that things were doing better. I thought they were. I was feeling okay, and I was like, okay, we're kind of over the hump of whatever the heck this is. And so then also when I went to the walk-in, and they told me they were going to give me, I don't remember, some kind of shot for something. And I didn't look at Michael when I asked this question, but I could feel him roll his eyes. And I asked if there were natural alternatives to this shot. And the nurse practitioner looked at me and she said, well, like what? And so I said, well, I don't know, can I take like a whole bunch of fish oil or something? And now that I know what was going on, fish oil doesn't fix everything. A chiropractic adjustment doesn't fix everything. There are times in life where I don't want to say brute force, but when medicine, when surgery, when that other approach is needed. And that was a really hard pill for me to swallow. Pun certainly intended, because I love puns. But it was definitely an eye-opening experience that, like I said, that I needed something more than what I had been doing. I'll share one more. Gosh, are you guys all on this out there? I see, okay, well, I just see names keep popping up. Last thing I'll share, last lesson that I've learned. I'm getting a little red, I see. This hasn't been the easiest live that I've shared. Last lesson is to always follow your gut. Nobody knows you more than you. So this kind of ties in also with being your own advocate. But if something feels different, or something feels off, or you're not comfortable with something, and this isn't just talking about care in our office. This is talking about life in general. You have to take care of you. At the end of the day, you can say that your main priorities are your husband and your kids and then your dog or God and whatever, but if you aren't around to have those values, what good are your values? So at the end of the day, actually, no, not at the end of the day. At the beginning of the day, you are your true priority. Self-care is as important as taking care of those around you. So, I'm impressed I made it through this without shedding any tears. Hopefully, you gleaned a little bit of something from this, and if not, I at least cleaned the slate with why I was gone for 5 weeks. Yeah, I think I was gone for a full 4 weeks, and then came back week 5 thinking I would be here full-time. It definitely was not full-time. I thought it was. A little rough but we're back on it. I'm on the mend, and I'm here, and I'm happy, and I'm healthy, and I'm just grateful for all of you who reached out over that month or gave me hugs when you were in the office and I was back. But have an awesome Monday, and I'll see everybody later.